Was there dust here?
Oh yeah. It's time. Well, it is almost here, everybody. Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. The Ultimate Smash Brothers. The ultimate game. The ultimate of all ultimates. Might also be the most possible ultimate nut that any guys want to have. It is just almost here, guys. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Jeez, it's been a crazy 1 year ride. It's not even been a full year. It's just been almost a year, but this point over a couple months, anything. But I have discovered lots of things about Smash Bros. Throughout this time. And you know what? I do want to go ahead and give you guys a little bit of a story. So I'm going to just kill the time a little bit before the Game Awards show up, before Super Smash Bros. Is in our hands. Unless you live in Mexico. And that word, fuck you. I have a history with Smash Bros. And I figured, you know what? Let me go ahead and show you guys my ride with Smash Bros. Where it all started for me and how I got to where I am now. It's nothing special, but this is something I figured to do to celebrate the hype. So, go ahead and get yourselves ready and let's get right down to the Smash hype train. This is Super Smash Brothers.
Oh boy, Super Smash Brothers. There's a lot I can say, honestly, about this series of games. I mean, look at them. You get to be Mario and you can punch a pink puffball in the face. Now, I just want to explain myself. What is it about Super Smash Brothers I love so much? Well, there's an obvious answer. It's Smash Brothers, duh! Okay, maybe a better detailed answer is needed. So let me give you all my history of the series before the main event comes in our hands. How I rode this crazy ride up until Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. Now, I will tell you right now, my first Smash Brothers experience was Melee. Because I never got to own a Nintendo 64 and my reading skills were as moldy as a moldy peach. I still remember it well when I first experienced this game. It was back during the GameCube's early days. I got my very own GameCube console. My dad worked at a local game shop that isn't a GameStop, and I saw the cover that looked exciting. Had Mario, Pikachu, a dude in the green PJ man, and a T-Rex. No, seriously, I was pretty new to Nintendo, so some of these characters came to me as such. I didn't know what Link and Bowser was until later, and it looked to me to be a fun and exciting fighting game. And because the shop was so cool, I was able to borrow the copy. So when I got into my mother's car, I wanted to check out the disc, the manual. I opened it up and since the disc was missing, I got Luigi's Mansion instead as my first game. Can't complain, it was still a good game. But it didn't stop me there. After playing a sample demo of it at a local Game Crazy, those shows were still part of Hollywood Video. Nostalgia. I just fell in love with Melee. And soon enough, I had my own copy. Then my life blacked out. No, really, I honestly couldn't remember what happened since then. All I remember then was playing Metroid Prime and Super Mario Sunshine. I guess the game was that awesome. But one day, when I was with a friend's house, I played a bit of Melee with them, and there he was. A character I longed and never expected to be a playable character. Right there in the flesh. I needed him. And what did it take? Well, 20 hours of 700 versus matches. Yeah, that was my lifelong challenge goal. Not thinking of just running the game on a multiplayer match for 20 hours, I just made Bowser commit suicide about 600 times. Then it happened. Mewtwo joins the battle. One thing I really enjoyed about Melee was the fact that I was able to unlock characters of the series of games that I had known about that wasn't Mario or Pokemon. Smash Bros. Melee was my gateway to the world of Nintendo. If it wasn't for this series, I may not have known what most of these characters were until much, much later. Oh, and there was also this guy. I've also wondered why this purple dragon wasn't playable that fought off Metroid. I was a dumb child, okay? But that followed suit in an interesting story later. Now, I don't want anyone to think I never experienced the original Super Smash Bros. I sure as heck did down the road, thanks to the WiiWare. But before I truly did, I did have another chance with it, but it was very strict. I had a little get together with some family friends who had this kid and this cute girl there. And this kid asked if we wanted to play some Smash Brothers. Heck yeah! Turned out instead of Melee, it was the original 64 version. Never played it nor really knew much about it. I was excited to play a couple fights in the game. Or so I thought. You see, this mother effing kid, didn't let me and this girl play at all. He wanted to mess around and make us mess around, not versus mode, not classic, not training, but break the targets. Break the targets? Man, I saw Mario 64 there and I just wanted to rather play that. Or my DS. Ah boy, this is where Smash Bros. Pretty much took over my gaming life. And this is when everything mattered, even the upcoming issues of Nintendo Power. Me and my friend I met over the years had been playing Melee quite a lot. During the time, we waited for the next installment that was announced, Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I still remember first seeing the trailer at Game Crazy and was like, well, look at that, a new Smash Bros. Game is coming. But what really tipped the hype was the fact that Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid is coming to join the fight. That's right, the man, the super soldier, the dude with the tush. If there was one thing that I had such fond memories with is waking up every morning, getting to dial-up internet, because my parents still lived in the Stone Age at the time, and get onto the official website that we loved known as the Smash Bros. Dojo. This is where Sakurai posted daily updates about Brawl until the game's launch. It was quite impressive. And when me and my friend have sleepovers, we will gawk on that website for many hours, just reading and learning all we missed for Brawl while we sampled ourselves with Melee and Pokemon. I also remember this famous fake website that showed a Photoshop image that made people go bananas. An image of Zero Suit Samus from the Subspace Emissary story mode. Behind her is a blue square that happened to have the Sonic logo. This was the time where Sonic's demand for Brawl caused fires. Okay, not really, but people really wanted him in. And that morning is still stuck in my mind. I woke up, had breakfast, and got to the website. Because of the slow loading of the internet connection, I looked at the URL of what could be the new update and it said characters Sonic. My heart might have skipped a beat reading that. And there he was, our blue boy, Sonic the flippin' Hedgehog, punching Mario in the damn face. What a better time to be a Sonic fan in that era to see Sonic the Hedgehog in Super Smash Bros. See that trailer that played Live and Learn and see him in full-blown action. That was when I knew Brawl was going to be an amazing game. You see, waiting for the game was very dreadful. I can't help but feel spoiled from Smash Wii U and 3DS and Ultimate. In Brawl days, we had such little gameplay. Like, so little that even the commercials for the game when it was close to coming out was exciting. And when we did, there were low quality buffering videos on the site that lasted 10 seconds aside of the E3 video. I'm not talking about the TV ads. We never got those fancy newcomer videos like we get now. It was just a render of the characters and it's like, oh, there you go, new fighter, have some Olimar, some screenshots, fuck you. But what really kept me really hyped was the music. Oh my goodness, the music. Some people say that the music for Brawl is probably the best in the series, and I actually do agree with that. Then Ultimate is starting to look very promising, so it might have some competition. Even if you didn't like Brawl, you cannot deny this soundtrack at all. Listening to the samples on the site blew me away, and I loved almost every single sample given. What I also really looked forward to were the stages. Now, I don't mind Melee stages. They were simple and fun, but Brawl's has some good dynamic stages that just kept the stages alive. It made them fun. WarioWare, Shadow Moses Island, Al Defino. Those were some great stages I enjoyed fighting on. Now, what really defined this game for me to know is this is an all-out brawl, is the inclusion of final smashes. Now, what is it about these floating balls that the hardcore fanbase don't like? I won't ever understand. They are still part of the god dang moveset and they're supposed to be OP. They are finishers. How can you not understand? When the game is finally released, I played countless hours of this game with myself and my friend. Brawl was maybe the most spent I've ever had in Smash Brothers. People can say what they want, and sure, it had its flaws. Looking at you tripping, it was still one of the best and maybe most fun Smashes I'd played. I held so much childhood memories with Brawl, I would defend it, because I'm a filthy casual, fight me. But what really stood out wasn't the classic mode, not the lackluster event mode. It was kind of a bit of a disappointment because the event matches on Melee were just a little bit more better. Not the extra modes, it was the story mode. Not ever have we experienced a game to have our Nintendo heroes and villains interact with each other in a deep dark story. The cutscenes were amazing, but the mode itself, yeah, maybe it's just me, but I keep noticing that I remember back in the time that people were not too impressed with the game, and it sounded like people are kind of wanting it back. I don't know. To be honest, I'm surprised people want this to come back. I remember looking back, people would despise this mode for being too basic, boring, and just a one-time run. And I agree, as much as I did like it, it was a mode I never really went back to. And even when I did, it just wasn't the same. It was kind of boring, to be honest. The cutscenes were more fun than the adventure itself. It made me miss Melee's adventure mode. Maybe it was too long, I don't know. But I loved this game. And if there was a time I go back to relive with gaming, it'd be me with my friend back playing Brawl while it was still brand new. It was a good time to learn about Nintendo Cafe. It was known to be the upcoming HD Nintendo console. When a new console is coming, that means exciting new Nintendo games. And when the Wii U was announced, it also carried great beautiful news that made the crowd cheer.
What Mr. Sakurai suggested then was a specific idea to make Smash Brothers for both Nintendo 3DS and Wii U, to make it work together on both platforms.
There wasn't much to go on when it came to the Smash 3DS and Wii U, but endless speculation. What would they be like? What would the new names be? We all thought it would be great titles like Super Smash Bros. Universe or Dimensions. But regardless, we did get some interesting news. It was to be developed by Bandai Namco. Wait, what? Namco? The people behind Tekken and Pac-Man? It was later became an interesting partnership due to the fact that they were also developing Pokken. It was a Pokemon fighting game that we see in arcades in Japan and soon to be on Wii U and soon in the future the Switch. It has been dead silent since then, and we finally got word that on E3 2013 will be the year we will finally see Smash Bros. On 3DS and Wii U. After some very uncomfortable buffery performance on E3 with Nintendo, we saw it. A beautiful vision of Smash on 3DS and Wii U. Seeing Smash Bros. In a handheld in HD was a great combo of something fresh. Oh boy, I wonder what the epic names they chose! Wait, what? Really? That could have went better. Oh my god, it's Mega Man! I believe I felt the ground shake when Mega Man was confirmed in Smash Bros. It was a wild ride. We even got Wii Fit Trainer, Lucina, Sonic's Return, Greninja. Wait, what's that on the cloud? That must be my imagination. They added Pac-Man a bust in a walnut! With the directs and 50-fact extravagasm, there have been rumors and theories passed around how much characters will get. But one of the bigger ones was hidden among the shadow. And sadly we found out he was just a boss. Poor purple boy. Closer to release, I was at a anime convention and they released a demo of the 3DS version for Club Nintendo owners. Thankfully, I was able to play it as a member, and I never had a good time putting the thing down. With unlimited amounts of plays, it's like owning a real demo like the good old days. But it didn't take much longer until the ESRB leak to the surface. Everybody knew this leak, but surprisingly, people were tearing each other's arms off over if this was real or fake. Shulk, please, he's just a Photoshop. Little Mac, oh, there's the trailer. And why would they add Duck Hunt Dog? Game came out, he's in it. This leak caused a lot of confusion. Dr. Mario? Dark Pit? What? But there they were, right there. But it wasn't all doom and gloom. Remember that 50 fact video? It announced a big gun. DL Mother Effin' C. And my pants dropped when they announced who the first character is. Oh my god, it's Mewtwo! Look at him! With all of that passed, I had both games pre-ordered. Got cleared to get the soundtrack and popped in the 3DS version and played it right in the mall. What better way than to start off as Sonic and Final Destination? The 50 fact video aired and we all got disgusted with how the 3DS version, because golly geez, the Wii version was amazing from how it looked. Time passed and midnight launched was here. Got the copy of the Wii U, played the game like it was my deathbed. But it didn't feel the same. As much as I was hyped for the game, don't get me wrong, I loved Smash Wii U, but it just missed something to me. Was it the lack of solo modes? Was it the music? Because to be honest, the new music that was remixed for this game was a little weaker than it was in Brawl. Were the stages not impressive? For some odd reason, I saw myself liking the 3DS game a bit more than I thought I would. That was about it. It was a versus only Smash. Even Tourney mode was updated later to be an online mode. Even so fun, it still just lacked. I loved the movies from Melee and Brawl, but Wii U, it was just the trailer videos that we've been spoiled over and over again online. I mean, even most of them were actually used as the opening cinematic. Even Final Destination's background, though pretty, was so bland and short. I love the effort and characters into this game, but overall, I couldn't help but feel this was the weakest in the series. Not because it's bad, just because it felt like it was missing something. Even with the big thing as DLC, which is nice. I mean, they had freaking Cloud and Bayonetta. But the issue still stands with the game in general. Something was missing and that charm just wasn't there. But it didn't take long for all that to fade away, with the announcement of a new game already that can be called, and truly, the ultimate Smash Brothers. But now here we are, less than a week until the release of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate on December 7th. Beginning of this year, March 8th of 2018, we were given a Nintendo Direct. To be honest, people always overhype these things like it's the second coming of Christ. Calm down, people, it is an E3 presentation, even though we had some weak presentations anyways. But boy, this Direct was packed. Detective Pikachu, Luigi's Mansion 3DS. Why did they do that? Some Kirby news, Dark Souls, Mario Tennis Aces, Undertale, Little Nightmares, Splatoon 2 update. It was a whoa! But the biggest game was at the end. A cutscene of an intense battle between two Inklings. But it grew dark. Inkling Girl turned around and her eye was the gazing flames of the Smash logo. Everybody lost their heads. A new Super Smash Bros. Game. And boy, what an unexpected surprise that was. To be honest, Smash is such a big title, I didn't expect a Smash announcement until E3. But we got one early. Well, Sorta. You see, that was all we got for a little while. All we knew is a new background song, Inklings, Mario, and Breath of the Wild Link. Now people were debating hard if this was a port of Smash 4 or a brand new Smash. And I can't see why. Heck, I even at first thought this was going to be a beefed up port like Mario Kart Deluxe. And people were already predicting new stuff. Hey, look! Link is going to have a new moveset. Breath of the Wild stuff. Hey, look! Mario! That's obviously Cappy because I'm blind as crap. Sorry guys, but where are the eyeballs? Obviously Cappy? What? Come on. After a few months of debating, we got word that the E3 Direct will be a focus on Smash Brothers and all of our questions will be answered. When E3 happened, we were all on eyes on the Direct. Nobody really cared what was shown besides Smash Brothers. Ironically, after the Direct, people were pissed that there was no Animal Crossing? Where did that come from? You know what? Never mind. Oh boy, this trailer was packed. Not only did we see what Smash was, we got a slap on the face, and that's a good slap. Every single fighter ever in the series is here. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, looks like a part. Wait, what? Snake? I had to sink in what I was watching. Every character? And not just that, but almost every stage too. This Direct also leaving with a new term, Echo Fighters and Daisy and Ridley. It was set. This is Ultimate. Sakurai did state, however, not to expect too many new fighters, which people seem to have forgotten over the time. It was still a mystery what more fighters will be in. Over time, we got Simon Belmont, Richter Belmont, King K. Rool, Isabelle, Chrom, Dark Samus, Ken, and Incineroar. Talk about a good amount of characters anyways. Oh, and also this Plant Boy. There wasn't a Smash Bros. Game without some disappointment to some though. Like the Nintendo Direct that focused on indie games, some people were watching it expecting a Smash trailer representing some indie fighter. But there was nothing. We did, however, get Shovel Knight's an assist trophy, which is cool enough as it is, to be honest. But there's people out there who still hold out for Shantae or Sans or Minecraft Steve. Have to say though, under 1 year of Smash hype, it was a rocky one. Leaks and rumors were all over the place. One of the legendary ones being the Grinch leak. People were up each other's throats with that leak. Even death threats I heard to those who didn't believe it. I didn't really believe it because it was too many. Too blurry, and even if my reason is as bad as game explains, it was still true. It was a common fake leak and people fell for it. Because of the renders in Grinch, I'll admit it had its points. But of course, we've been fooled before. I learned not to believe it because of the Rayman leak back in the Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS. Nintendo also goofed out with a surprise assignment. Before the second Smash Direct, they leaked a song quickly from the Castlevania series. And of course, the big whoopsie. Mexico leaked the game 2 weeks before release.
空の桜井正宏です。お待たせしました。任天堂スイッチの大乱闘スマッシュブラザーズをご紹介します。
Whoa! And the pirated version is online now. And sadly, there were a few who wanted it now and give it a download. Now, I understand some people wanted to test it out, and that's fine. I mean, there's no harm in testing out a game and kind of give opinions, you know, if this is quote-unquote a competitive Smash Brothers. But those who went and leaked World of Light and other stuff, you stoop lower than the Grinch. Sakurai didn't add a big story mode anymore because of Brawl's leaks, and now you repeat. Hope you're all happy. But it's almost officially here. We were 4 Smash games in, and we're hitting number 5 and maybe the last one in a while. I really hope that's the case anyways. This will be a game to remember. We really got to thank and give Sakurai and his team credit for this. They pushed hard for us, the fans, to make this the smash of them all. The characters, the stages, the music, the modes. Not a lot of AAA video games nowadays add this much content and promise and actually deliver through it. All I can say is thank you to Mr. Sakurai and Nintendo for this. A game as big and beautiful as this. To be honest, we do not deserve it. But at the end, we really appreciate it.